So we're off to Maker Faire this week. I'm super excited and a little bit nervous. But you know what I thought? What could be kind of fun to do? Well, make the Makey, Servo Sock style.
Okay, so first I had to take my Servo Socks and cut some of them down and make them round, and then I decided to use a little bit of ABS plumbing pipe and little bits of piping I had around for the middle of the legs and the arms themselves. So I'm just kind of assembling the kind of legs and feet at this point, getting the bottom half sorted out. Next I had to make the shoulders, so just a little bit of plywood and just to attach the Servo Socks to the arms and the neck. And then I made a T-shape, which I used for the hips. So now we have kind of the assembly of that, just getting the main part of the body put together. And you can see now I'm working on the arms and the hands, and I'm actually using the same material that I used to make Servo Socks. So kind of cutting everything down and shaping the hands and attaching the arms. So just kind of getting that set up. Next I had to make the feet, so I'm just attaching the bottoms of the feet on here so it's got the same feet as the design, and making the chest plate. So here I used a hole saw, kind of cut out the shape, and some plexiglass to have the white background, and just attaching all of that on. Then I cut out the M on my scroll saw and attached that in the middle, so I kind of get the Makey logo on there, and kind of attaching it all together and getting that mounted on the front. And you can kind of see off the side I'm messing around with the little salad bowl that I used for the head. That gave me a bit of grief throughout the project, but eventually it worked out well. So just doing the neck, and here I am doing the legs again, because I realized they were too short. So I think that was the second of 3 attempts. Now we have the kind of head going on. I made the neck round so there was room in the head for it to move. And also extending the arms, so I realized I wanted to kind of handle the arms a little differently, so I moved the shoulder servos in a bit and then used some dowel. So just rounding off the corners of the chest plate, getting that remounted, and now just putting the arms in and kind of doing a bit of carving. Now the back plate was warping on me. I tried to heat it with a torch there, it didn't work, so I tried and gave up and went to a piece of plywood that I just spray painted in the end. It was also a bit lighter. So here we are just putting the legs back together, and I realized I want to put some springs in the center just to help it stand up, because this is kind of a heavy robot. And so it's kind of doing a bit of disassembly and playing with the legs again at this point. You can see now it's painting and getting the white and then the red. And now we're doing some final assembly here. So just putting the legs together, putting the springs back in, getting the legs installed, getting the arms installed, putting the chest plate on, and now hooking up all the servos. And we're just about done.
All right, so I've made the Makey. Let's fire it up and see what it can do. So I'm going to plug in the power. In this case I'm using a robot controller, but I'm just going to run it right off my PC. Plug in my USB and fire it up. All right, so let's have him look around. He can lift his arms. Got a bit of hip movement, it's just subtle. And we can get his legs going and wiggle his toes. Try the other one. All right, so I'm happy with the first bit. Now let's program it. So, although I'd love this guy to walk, that is a little ambitious for a robot I built in one day, but let's give it a try. I'll load up my walk cycle. Do like one step. Maybe running will work better. No. Uh-oh, it's mad. Okay, so running, walking, not so much. Maybe we'll take a couple back steps here and just try standing. And let's try moving the arm. Not bad, at least it can do that, right? That's what robotics is all about. Trying things out, seeing what works, and sometimes things fall flat on their face. So there we go, a fun build, Makey for Maker Faire. Kind of makes sense as we're going to be there, so I thought, why not take this guy with me? I'd love to hear some feedback and comments and that sort of thing to let me know what you think of this build. All right, see you there.